And what is going on, everybody out there? All of you beauts and beauties, it is episode number 97 of Hat Trick Hockey, which is always brought to you by our good friends over at GL Heritage, the official beer of Hat Trick Hockey. If you like Rob's hoodie right there, he's got on skate lace hoodie, looking pretty sweet in the HTH hoodie. You just smash the link on the post, bring you right into our merch store. You'll be able to order all of your sweet HTH merch. This, obviously, it's number 97. It's the Connor McDavid edition of Hat Trick Hockey. 7 seasons in the league, 487 games, 239 goals, 458 assists, 697 points, 1.43 points per game so far over his career. He's a World U18, World Junior, World Championship gold medalist. He's a 4-time Art Ross winner for most points, 3-time Ted Lindsay Award winner, voted on by the NHLPA, 2-time Hart Trophy winner for the league MVP, current Oilers captain. Obviously, they're making a run right now. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. In the meantime, I'll bring in my boy Rob. Rob, what's up, dude?
Oh, not much. Just recovering from this weekend. Lots of drinking.
Did you?
Drinking and golfing. Yeah.
Where did you go?
I golfed Orchard View.
Who'd you go with?
Doug Huntley and Scott Chittle.
Okay.
And Molly's dad, Mulcaster, Mr. Mulcaster.
Sweet.
It was a good time.
It's always a good time on the golf course.
It was shitty out, kind of raining, drizzly, but it nicened up at the end.
Well, Saturday, that storm came through. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
I was in freaking like London at ball and it hit, and we could like see it come. It comes so fast. It was just like boom, and it was right on top of us. And figures we're in like the 6th inning of a game too, and it just starts pissing down rain. I mean, in sheets. And it got super windy too. This storm, as it went up like further, it killed like eight or 9 fucking people. Did you see that?
Yeah, turned into a tornado and shit, eh?
Like, that's nuts, man. When it hit London, it was bad. Steph said it was pouring here. Yeah. But that was at like 9 a.m. It hit London probably around noon.
Wow.
But it was fucking crazy, dude. But I'm sore as fuck. I can barely wipe, like, hurts to wipe my ass, man. I'm so sore. I haven't used all these muscles in a while, right? And all the running. And it didn't help that I was okay for the first game because it hadn't rained yet. But then when it rained during the like second game, when you're running on a field that's soft, right? It's like running on the beach.
Yeah.
So it gets your legs, man. So my thighs and stuff are sore as fuck. So
that's when a lot of people get hurt, right?
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. So
bullshit. And it's cold too, right?
Yeah, so it is. So a couple stories here before we jump into the Battle of Alberta and stuff like that, into the series on the back half here. We kind of hit it right on the head. So the Leafs signed Gio to a 2-year, $800K AAV. So he signs for $1.6 million for 2 years, which is a complete bargain for the Leafs. I think this is a great move. And I was told that he even told them that he would take less so they could sign elsewhere too and get other guys.
Yeah. That's exactly what he said, and he did it too, right? So
fucking team guy.
Maybe these big dogs making all the money, join up with them and take a pay cut. You want to be better. You want to win the cup. This is what you got to do.
I know, it's crazy, dude. But I kind of knew like that was going to happen, right? Well, you know what? We'll just talk about it now because I'm sure everybody's talking. Did you see Lucic hit Mike Smith?
Yeah.
What did you think of it?
I didn't think it was that dramatic as him getting kicked out for it.
Yeah, it wasn't like
I kind of thought it was a bump, but who was it? Wasn't it the St. Louis goalie that hit that one guy and fucked him right up because he wasn't prepared for him to be hit back, and he wasn't hitting him, but he ended up stumbling.
Yeah, that was the guy. It was a St. Louis backup goalie hit a guy from Ottawa.
Yeah, fucked him right up. Like, in all honesty, I just thought his leg kind of clipped him as he was slowing up, and you know, it's a fucking yard sale when Smith hit the ice. And
did you hear what frickin' Luch said? Luch was like, if I wanted to hit him, me and him both wouldn't be playing next game. That's what he said. If I wanted to hit him.
Right. Well, remember when he took out
Ryan Miller?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
crushed Ryan Miller.
Right. And said he didn't mean to, but you could see he totally fucking dominated over.
Well, yeah, when the guy's legs were fucking over his head and his mask was 15 feet away.
And then say I wasn't trying to hit him, like, come on.
And the league also announced that he will not be facing any fine, won't be missing any games or anything either. So
he shouldn't have got kicked out of that game.
I agree. Maybe 2 minutes for interference or something like that or whatever.
Kadri's hit was harder than that one.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Speaking of that, we'll go on to that. He received like death threats and shit. Like there's cops involved.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's like people. It's a game. Calm the fuck down.
Figure it out, people. What are you doing?
Like Jesus.
It's not soccer.
Yeah, like so, like literally received death threats and stuff like that.
That's stupid.
And then I don't know if it was the same game or the game after that series. They're fucking hitting in that Avs and Blues series. The one guy was Gerard, I believe, on D, got hit so hard it broke his sternum.
Really?
Sternum's broke, done for the playoffs.
Wow.
So now,
isn't that the main bone in your chest?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Broke it. So now they're talking about that McDermott is going to be entering the lineup. So he's one of the tough guys that plays D.
Oh, yeah.
What I would have done, and I think the Lightning use it, is why wouldn't you dress 7D? The Lightning do it and thrive on it. They always dress 7D. You know what I mean? You could have him in there just as a, if you fuck around, we're going to put this guy out on the ice and then that's it. Have him as your 7th D.
Yeah. Well, you're wasting the spot though too, right?
But he's not that he's not that bad. He's just super fucking tough.
But does he end up pulling a Clifford or a Simmons?
He just fight. No, he'd just fight. I think he knows his role there. But it's just crazy, man. So the Lightning and Panthers they played back-to-back games, obviously, because they're in the same state. They're actually playing now. But some of the Florida players were seen at the strip club in Tampa at 3:00 in the morning. When you're like down
or like after the game.
I'm thinking it was like last night. They probably got into fucking Tampa or whatever, and they probably just went to the strip club or whatever. I think this is game 4 they're playing. So it probably was after the last game or whatever. No, I don't know. But all I know is there was a game day where they were seen at the strip club at 3 a.m. leading into a game day.
Well, I think if that's true, then they mailed it in.
But is that the best thing to do considering you're down 3-0 in the series right now?
No, your coach is losing his fucking mind.
But not to mention that says that like you've packed it in.
Yep, it does 100%.
Or do you think they'll play better when they're playing guilty?
I don't know. Guilty and hungover, I don't think they go together.
Sometimes that's when you have your best games. And what I mean by playing guilty is that's playing hungover. Is playing guilty. That's what they call it. I'm going to do a quick little score check here while I'm thinking about it. It's still 0-0 and they're out shooting the Lightning 21-5 in the second period. So they're bringing their swag. Maybe all the booze and rippers and everything, fucking boobs all over and maybe got everything going, fucking snail tracks everywhere all over their suits. So I don't know. We'll see how they do it. Also too, they also inserted Joe Thornton into the lineup for game 4 as well.
It can't hurt.
So you okay over there? Rob's fucking yawning away.
Oh, I can't stop. I'm just so gassed.
Also, Rust signed a 6-year deal with the Penguins. He re-upped there. So that's probably a good thing for the Pens there. He's a big piece.
Yeah.
For them. Dude, some of these guys are just putting on playoff performances that are like unreal right now. Like some of the goalies too, like remember how last show like we were shooting the shit about the goalies and Vasilevsky and stuff like that. Since that game 7 against the Leafs, he's fucking 4-0. He stopped 132 of 136 shots. His save percentage is in the like 940s or 950s. He's like, since that game 7's been, and he's only allowed 1 goal every game. One. Since then.
So he's turned up
in Fuego right now. So look for that. You know what? Let's just go over to our interview and then we'll just we'll shoot the shit on everything going on and all the series in the back half. What do you think?
Sounds good.
Do it that way. All right, everybody. Yep. We got Dale Mitchell in for round 2, talking Leamington Flyers, this and that. We talked a whole bunch of stuff with Dale. We had some fun with him too about beer in the seats and stuff like that. So everybody enjoy. Here he is, Leamington Flyers head coach, Mr. Dale Mitchell.
Roll it.
No time.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, back for round 2 with us. We have 2-time OHL champion, 2-time Memorial Cup champion, former Windsor Spitfire. These days, you'll see him behind the bench of the Leamington Flyers. Let's welcome back to the coach, or back to the show, Coach Dale Mitchell. How's it going, buddy?
Pretty good. I mean, a couple of days to digest that tough series loss, but the sun came up the next day, so yeah, everything's good other than that.
Dude, that's pretty good for a team that used 18 rookies.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, I guess when you really look at the big picture, expectations weren't high, but I think when you set the bar so high after finishing first, I would say, like, you know, you assume you got to take it home from that point. But yeah, no, it was a lot of learning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, fuck. That's crazy. I know you guys we're just everywhere. I just kept seeing like win after win after win. So we'll kind of start from the start of the year, kind of. So how was it like for your first freaking camp there as coach and everything? Like how that had to have been hard.
Well, I kind of jumped on pretty late. I think it was, God, look, it feels like forever ago, but I would say end of August. Well, I would say August, I talked to Soltz about joining the staff and as an assistant, and he wasn't sure who was the head coach because Cam Crowder had stepped down and was doing other business endeavors. So he was looking for a coach, and I guess luck of the draw, not finding one and right place, right time. I kind of just, you know, we both said, well, what about myself? And, you know, it's not easy. I guess I thought it would be easy at the time, you know, just to jump in as a head coach. And I definitely learned a lot, that's for sure. But it came pretty quickly there at the end of August. And then the camp, because of COVID, was only 2 or 3 days. And your team was pretty much already signed. So it was a lot of the first time I've seen a lot of those guys to begin with. And then what's funny is that's when the vaccine stuff came. So I hadn't gotten mine right away. So I actually had to sit out 2 weeks to start the season.
Oh,
so that was a bit of a debacle. And I'm going like, you know, it's like, you know, how committed, you know, you're kind of thinking like, do these guys even take me seriously at that point? But I think after coming back and then we started rolling and you know, that was when it was kind of the nerves settle and you got to sit front row and watch it.
Mm-hmm. Did you put posters up in the dressing room of your, you know, 2 Memorial Cups or whatever? You know? No. Like, take me fucking serious. Let's go, boys.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's again, I'm not from the area. Obviously, I'm from Mississauga, Toronto area, so I didn't really know the guys at all, and some that had been a part of the club before COVID, and so it was almost coming in with no preconceived notions on anybody. So that was kind of nice. But at the same time, now overlooking everything, it's nice to build these bonds and kind of, again, I built the bonds with these guys all year that, you know, I think if he had that kind of bond, maybe that would have been the next piece of the puzzle, because you kind of, it takes you almost half a year to figure everybody out and know their personalities and what makes them tick and what doesn't, and how to get them going, and etc.
Yeah, that would.
When you lived in Etobicoke, did you ever get carjacked like Mitch Marner?
If I had one like his,
always,
I guess it would be.
This guy's always talking shit like all the time.
I guess it would be.
It's just a gangster fucking city now. Like, Jesus, like, what are we doing? What's going on there?
I guess it'd be humbling, because then I would have had a nice car.
A fucking Escalade, and it would have got jacked.
I think I wouldn't mind if they took my car there, because then I could get a new one.
Well, be careful in Leamington. You never know what might happen there. Like, you know,
yeah,
tomato capital of the world, right?
A lot of agriculture in the farms. And, yeah.
Don't drive a tractor. It's gone.
Yeah. I don't think a Range Rover is really useful here.
No, they don't need that. You drive a nice fucking John Deere.
Any pickup truck is what they want.
Oh, that's hilarious. So now, like, so I come out to see a bunch of games this year out in Leamington with the boys, and I got to meet Wyatt O'Neill. What a stud that kid is.
Yeah, he was sick. I see he was just goals all the time.
Yeah, he's again, he was a guy that he'd spent, I believe, 2 years in the organization before, and unfortunate for him, he got his development limited because of COVID. So
yeah,
kind of jumping in and expecting him to be a leader right away, which I think when you're 20, you think you're a leader, but again, you have to learn how to be one. And I think it took some time at first, again, knowing his personality, and, just because you're older doesn't mean you are a leader. You have to learn how to be one. And I think, not to fast track to the end of the year, but I think he took a massive step in playoffs, and he really put the team first. And that was nice to see. But I think for him, he got the raw end of the deal when it comes to playing. He in terms of, we had this kid line that was Grundner and the McPhersons, and those guys, we couldn't split them up. So, no disrespect to the rest of the guys, but, Wyatt always had to kind of carry whatever line he was playing with. And I give him hats off for that. I'm sure he always wanted to try to play with the McPhersons and Grundner, but it was too hard to split them up throughout the year. And I think he did a really good job, and he always put the team first for the most part. And again, in playoffs, he took a big step when it came to leadership, and I was happy to see that, and that he ended his junior career well.
That's a quick growing up, right? Because you really don't have hockey for 2 years, like you said, and then next thing you know, you're assistant captain, and then now you got to put the team first, and you know what I mean? Like you said, it took him, but it would have been a lot better if he would have had the growing pains of doing it all, right? He had to, like you said, fast track it and just make it happen.
Well, exactly. I think that, again, we have to, as a coaching staff, really understand that we can't assume these guys are just going to be able to become great leaders because they lost, I want to say, 18 months, but okay, say a solid year of, your 19-year-old, you're learning from that 20-year-old, what it takes to be a leader when it is time to put the team first, et cetera, where he lost that. And I think, I'm not going to speak for, him and O'Brien and Polidori, but I got to think in the back of their mind, they're wondering if there was even going to be hockey this season with, I think now everything's back to normal, but we have to remember, vaccine mandates, et cetera, and no fans, and then a shutdown. These guys are probably thinking this is just a joke. And so for them to kind of dial in after Christmas was great to see, but there was some, at the beginning, there was a bit of a rough patch for everyone trying to get to, I think all the rookie stuff has kind of come to an end. And I think how they were treated back in the day is not how I think you should be treated. And I think that was a bit of, again, growing pains for all of us to learn. But, they were good with it. And you got to remember, like you said, what was it? 17 rookies,
18,
really 18 and then 4 vets. Like you're almost,
that's unheard of, but to do that fucking good too is unheard of.
Yeah, but you're outnumbered as a vet, so you can't really do anything. They're like, pick up my bag, pick up my stick.
So that's where I think for them that was a lot to kind of, I guess adapt to, because normally you'd only have 2 or 3 rookies and 17 vets. So if it's not the 20-year-old telling the rookie to smarten up, it would be the 18-year-old, et cetera, right? But a lot of our 18-year-olds were rookies too. So again, I think it was learning for us as a staff and learning for Wyatt. Again, he had to remember that a lot of what he does, the way he works hard, or whether he works hard, the way he communicates, whether he carries himself, all these guys are watching him, whether he likes it or not. So again, there was a couple slip ups, but he definitely, as a man, owned up to a lot of stuff. And he was, again, one of our top guys in playoffs for sure. And he battled through injuries and stuff that he could easily just shut it down, but he was a man about things, and he was great. He was definitely, he grew on me a lot, and I learned a lot from him. And I think that he should be proud of the way he ended his career. And especially, not even just to mention, he worked 40 hours a week too, which he never did before.
Right.
When he played for Leamington before, he was just hockey one. Now he had to juggle hockey and working Monday to Thursday, 40 hours,
and he was like 17 years old at that time, right?
Yeah. And again, we play our home games Thursday, and he's coming from work to our games with work boots and work clothes. Not to say that's bad, but okay, man, this guy's been working all day. I can't imagine putting the skates on, expecting to skate on that Olympic ice and battle in a playoff round, right? So you gotta, again, that's where it came, us learning as a staff. Okay, we can't be so hard on these vets that have been working all day. We gotta juggle that. So again, I was proud of the way he ended it, and he was one of our big spots in the playoffs as well.
All these rookies though, like 2-3 years from now, like you guys are going to be like stacked.
Well, that's the thing. This is what I'm trying to learn too, is that I don't know, do these guys leave or do they try to pursue school somewhere else? Because obviously junior B isn't I think it's equivalent to junior A in Toronto or the OPJHL, but how do the schools perceive it, right? So I don't know. Again, I'm trying to talk with the GM, and he's kind of saying, well, this guy might want to go pursue this to try to get more looks and et cetera, et cetera. But I think the good thing is, as you saw Jeffrey, you can always come back, right? So I think that's the positive thing. And it'd be great to hold on to majority of our team. But again, you don't want to hold these kids back from pursuing hockey as a career. So that's, I guess bittersweet if a guy leaves that as a big part of your team, at least he's doing it to better his career.
Okay. So now I would go to Jose's, where you guys I get the free food. I didn't give a shit. I don't care. I'd leave with 20 dudes' numbers out of there.
Yeah.
Like I don't, nobody picks up like I do.
That sounds so bad.
That being said,
hey, it's okay nowadays.
It is. Like, hey, I like to drink. I like to talk to people. It doesn't.
It sounded funny.
Anything.
That was all.
You just get a couple dudes' numbers and you walk out of there. Like, hey, I got some numbers, boys. It was all for the podcast, and there are a bunch of freaking beauties that you got on that team. Like all stand-up guys. Nobody gave me shit. Nobody, they all listened to like, hey, I got a podcast. You guys want to come on? And it was like, here's my number. And you know what I mean? Like, so like what I'm trying to figure out is if Wyatt's showing up in work boots and farm clothes, is his dad bringing him his, he had the pimp hat and the
fedora.
The fedora. But it was a hat, he calls fedora. Like it was I think it was purple, or I could have been drunk, but whatever. But
no, are you sure you weren't?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was. Like, but
no, he's put together well. Yeah, he knows how to dress.
He's a good kid. Yeah. He's a well-dressed and a handsome dude.
Yeah, I hope he stays in the game. That's for sure. I joke around about, maybe coaching next year, but I think he needs to get away from hockey for a while for him to, love it again. I don't know if it was a long playoff, and people forget in March we had 15 games in 30 days. That was just before playoffs.
Wow.
So,
like every other day.
Yeah, because we got shut down in January, so they had to peg it all into 1 month. So that was another big thing where, again, guys were almost tired before playoffs. But yeah, he's put together well, that's for sure.
Well, he's got a great family. Those O'Neills, they're hard workers, farmers. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that, and like so. Like let me ask you this, Dale. When you got to the team, was the team already picked? Is that what you were saying, or did you get to?
Well, I think you're kind of handcuffed in the sense that there is only so many guys to pick from. So I went to the camp, and obviously, Solti and I were there with Matt Anthony. Rides wasn't actually signed yet as an assistant, and McKibben wasn't either. So it was just the three of us at the one camp. And, you can only have so many 16-year-olds at the time. So you could only sign 2, and then you had to pick from the rest who aren't always signed. So I trusted that Solti. He knew what he was doing. And you could see actually he had a good group of guys and the right guys, that's for sure. Obviously we didn't win it, but to get where we got for what we were able to get was impressive. Now I think knowing the players, knowing local guys, I'm sure, of course, my input will be valued a little bit more. But I didn't jumping on late last year. I kind of was just, pick the team and I'll work with what we got, because I don't know any different.
So when did Rideout come along?
So I would say if I was end of August, Rides was probably I would say, okay, I was assistant middle of August, but Rideout would have been once Solti asked head coach. I would say Rides was maybe 4 or 5 days after, because camp was the 7th of September. So Rides was probably the 5th of September.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah.
Did you walk him into it? Like, did you talk him into it?
Well, I never met. I obviously I knew of Rides. Eric Wellwood's a good buddy of mine as well. So he had coached with Rides in Flint. I know that, he had been around the Spitfires a year before I was as a strength coach. So I knew he was well respected and good at what he does. Again, it's just, he was a name thrown out, and obviously you're wondering if, he's, again, it's not full time. So I know he has his gym and his other businesses, and coming from Windsor 3 times a week is tough too, being 40 minutes away. So I know Justin Soltz had coached with him in the university as well. So they had that connection, but it's never, he's an older guy. I know the pay is nothing. I think you lose money on gas, to be honest with you. So it was exciting that when he did commit. I'm sure he would have been a candidate much earlier, but I'm not sure if they knew he would want to do it. So I knew when Wellwood offered him up, I thought, yeah, obviously no brainer.
Yeah.
He's a stud. We had him on the show. And
that's
he's
right.
Just an awesome guy. But you know what? If you guys started selling beer in the crowd instead of in the, I can't believe that. I can't believe how much money Essex made.
Oh my
God. Just selling it in the bowl.
Oh, I know. I don't know.
You can get Kingsville to jump back on and you know what I mean? And now you can pay his gas. You can pay his fucking insurance.
Yeah, I talked to, again, this isn't throwing Soltz under the bus, but we had mentioned it all the time in the coaches room. Even my father-in-law said, I have people I work with, I don't want to go to your games. I can't have a beer.
Right.
That was one of the selling points. I was like, I guess I don't blame you. So that's over my head. We can only suggest it. Maybe this will make some noise for it, but I think, I can't. They used to do it before, so that's why.
Yeah, they had the Kingsville Brewery. They were selling the cans out in the crowd, and everything was easy peasy.
I don't know if it's a licensing thing or a municipality thing, and I don't even think Leamington gets a cut from the Kingsman Club or any of that kind of stuff. So,
well, that was another thing that I wanted to mention to you. You had one fucking server for the lineup was out the door, And it's one girl cracking beers and taking money and cracking beers and taking. It's like, what is going on here?
Yeah,
well, I think stuff like that, because you got to remember, we went from 75 fans in November to 1,000.
Yeah, I was at your first game, and we were 10 of them.
Yeah, so maybe it was a lot overwhelming for the management, but maybe in this podcast we can make some noise, because
we'll make
I've
some
suggested
noise.
it. Because
start selling booze in the fucking.
I'm all about the noise.
Jesus, fuck.
Yeah,
boys,
I think
the boys want to crush beers while we watch them play.
Well, we've had Jordan Broman on, Wyatt's brother-in-law, and so he went in to get a beer, and he said, "I'm standing in line. I just cracked my beer open, and I got to slug it because the period's starting now." He goes, "I just finished my beer, and as I'm getting to the door, they score. Wyatt scores."
Oh yeah, because can you bring it in the stands?
No,
no. Yeah, so I don't know if it's maybe a liquor license thing, but
it's got to be.
Again, I think it's something that at least they have heard from other people as well, so maybe it's something they can figure out throughout the summer.
Because I don't want to sit in that room and not get to see the hockey game. Like I'd love to stand on the upper part and watch a game, having a beer. Right? There's nothing better than having a beer and watching hockey.
Yeah, I think that's well, I'll bring it up for you guys too as well.
So that's the one
had
thing.
Enough.
Talk to I can get you a hold of Joe Garon, and he does everything for the 73s, and he's the one that got the license, got everything rolling, and they had 2 bars in Essex. Like I had not seen that big of a crowd in Leamington in a regular season game. You know what I mean? Like it was crazy. Like,
yeah, no, I think that's definitely a big thing.
People want to drink beer and watch hockey.
Yeah, simple as that. And well,
right,
that'll be something that'll be top of the list.
Drink beer, play hockey. Drink beer, watch hockey.
Hockey and beer just go together,
right?
Yeah,
we can make that a shirt. Drink beer, watch hockey. Drink beer, play hockey. Let's go.
Put it on the back.
Yeah, let's go. But like it, and like we're talking about in Essex, and they only started doing it in the playoffs, right? So. I'm like, holy shit. Like if you guys did it in a regular season, like when the shittier teams come in, I'm still going to go and watch because I'm going to be able to have a beer.
No, I that's
and kill a couple hours, you know what I mean? Before you go to bed and then you got to go to work, whatever. But I don't know.
It's extra money.
That creates a lot of cash for the team, man.
For sure.
Like money.
And now you can pay ride out.
Yeah, there's some food. Some food
keeps the guys coming in. Like he don't have to buy a house in Leamington, right? Get carjacked by the fucking tomato capital of the world, but whatever.
No, I think they got to get that figured out for sure. And
so it's kind of like the old barn then, right? Where you had to like go into a room, like when you went to a Flyers game, it was like in a room, like way back in the day. Kind of.
Is that how that was?
Yeah, kind of at like Windsor Arena. It was kind of like the same thing.
Essex used to do the same thing. When you walked in the second on the not the big pad, but the smaller pad. Yeah. When you walked in there's a little like conference room, and that's where they used to have the bar. Well, you can't watch a hockey game from there. It's 2 pads over. So
maybe it's awesome. A licensing thing.
Like
it's got to be.
Well, I heard from the girl when I was talking to her, and she's like, it's $20,000 insurance thing. And it's like, okay, I'm sure you can figure it out.
Yeah, especially the city, I think, owns the rink. So
right.
Oh, do they?
So
I think they do.
Sure there's
Nature Fresh, or are they sponsor? I don't know who. Yeah.
Talk to the mayor.
Rob's bringing this shit.
Give me an appointment. Give me an appointment. I'll get this done for you, Dale.
Yeah.
I'll get it done for you.
If they're not selling beer in the stands, Rob's starting a fight.
Yeah, and a boycott it. I'll be out there in front with the sign.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
You won't do it.
I will. I will.
But, oh my God, that's too funny, Rob.
Well, I'm just trying to say, like, it put more asses in the seats. You selling beer outside, like, because like in Essex, you could take your beer and go down to your seat too. You didn't have to stay in a certain designated area. You could walk down to the seat, sit in and have your beer.
But I think the city owns all that, right? The rink and the team. So it might be easier to maneuver through. I don't know. I'm just trying to guess why
Hey,
it's not.
so
In Essex?
Yeah, I think the city owns the team. I'm not sure. I don't know.
with your I noticed you guys only have one kid from Leamington. Like, you guys are all over the place. You guys have Windsor, Amherstburg, fucking everywhere. But I
think I saw Michigan.
I think I did see that.
What was it? 2 American guys. A lot of guys from Windsor. So that was another thing that, if you want to have team meeting or certain practice times, well, guys have to leave at, after work or school. It takes them almost an hour to get down. I know 40 minutes, but who knows, Highway 3 and et cetera, like that. So that was another juggling thing as a coach, that if you had practice at 6:30, some guys are wheeling in at like 10 after 6, which I've never seen before, but they're just they're trying their best to get it there as fast as they can. So
for sure.
Yeah. I don't know and again, forgive me, I don't know how many junior guys there are in Kingsville and Leamington. I know one was traded to Chatham before I was there. So that's one. Jeffrey, he would have been Kingsville. And then Jerash was Leamington. So I think Ben Taves. So it was like 3 guys that would actually be in the area. And then everyone else is from Windsor pretty much. And obviously Woodsley, Essex and whatnot.
I was going to say, I've seen that.
I guess you pull a lot from Sun County and Windsor AAA. So, you're competing against LaSalle to grab guys.
So now Leamington is a big hockey. There's lots of hockey in Leamington. Now, like as a coach, and you have your general manager and all that stuff. Like, have you guys? I know this is your first year or whatever, but like, have you guys talked about like, how can we do this? Like coming up through the ranks, like your midgets, your bantams, like where everybody wants to play for Leamington. Like Essex. Everybody around Essex wants to play for Essex. You want to be a 73.
Well, I know that they made a partnership with Sun County Panthers.
Okay.
I don't know. Again, that's not Leamington, but
that's Windsor, isn't it? Windsor, Essex.
Well, Sun County would be they play at Essex Arena.
Oh, okay.
But you have to remember, there's only 2 AAA teams in the area, so you really want, and this is no disrespect to AA, single A, but you ideally want to pull from AAA for the most part. But at the same time, I've always said I can't figure out with the money that's in the city when it comes to all the farms, all the big greenhouse. You could have actually the best hockey program out of Leamington, and if you wanted to, I guess it's South Point, that's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I mean, you got all like, you just driving in there, you see, all the big names, Colasani, Mastronardi, DeChocco. Like, if these guys just funneled their money, they would have the best hockey program ever. I mean, at least a good start.
Well, and all the weed places too, right?
Well, yeah, and I think they're losing money, to be honest.
Jesus, fuck. Like you could be called the Leamington Buds.
But that's like the soccer, or that's like European hockey. That's where I always played was which again, it's always the funny thing that says you got to develop these guys, or this isn't just here, but there's no real thing of developing if you're not growing up in the club. So, I use soccer as an example, but even where I played in Denmark, well, when you were under 8, where I was, you're going to be on the same team in under 9, and you're going to always be with the club and with the trainer. So they always see you every day at the rink. And then eventually you're going to be on the big club when you're 16 or 17. Mm-hmm. We're here, and especially even Toronto's even worse. You're just bouncing around to wherever you're going to be able to play. He's going back and training with his skills coach in the summer and his strength coach. Your voice is only good for 8 months, realistically.
Right. So
that's why, like you say, that's why doesn't Leamington have that? I think it's a lot of places. And then again, when money's involved, if so-and-so is not playing, this doesn't mean the Flyers, I mean in minor hockey, they'll just go to another club because they can. So
now here's one thing I want to ask you, Dale. Like, so you talked about single A, double A, triple A, and you said, I definitely want to pull guys from triple A. Now, like the way I saw it, I could only play, just say for my parents, I could only play single A because I couldn't travel to Toronto, Boston, New York. You know what I mean? Places like that. There's no grants or whatever, however you want to look at it, that can bump that kid up to the double A and then him be that good that somebody else is going to play him or pay him to play triple A.
I mean, yeah, if this road, down this road, I think minor hockey's destroyed.
It's incredibly fucking expensive.
It's not the best players anymore.
No.
And, I don't want to go too far. Bite my
own
tongue off.
You don't want to burn any bridges here.
It's
I will.
Yeah, minor hockey is completely destroyed in Toronto. It's destroyed. That's the way it is now. But yeah, sorry. Do we just say no to double A, single A? Absolutely not. But when they come to camps, a lot of the time, the spotlight is going to be on that triple A kid.
Yeah,
that's just natural.
Right.
But that's why we had a spring camp and you have your main camp and you have an opportunity to look at these guys. And then obviously you hope that their parents and then they're doing their due diligence on, well, how many spots are even on that team, right? So for example, Flyers last year, there was a lot of spots available. This was before I jumped on, but there was, a few kids that I think they had played double A just a year before their draft year. But again, if you do look at all the teams, there's very far and few between a lot of single A guys. I think, not to say they're not good enough, but I just think that's just how it goes, I guess.
Well, it's the coaching. It's the, you know what I mean? Like, so you have your A coaches, you have your double A coaches, you have your triple A coaches, and it goes by money. And this,
say my son was good enough, or say my son was old enough to play triple A, I would not be able to put him in. It just for the simple fact this is way too much.
Right.
I'd have to coach and ask him to play for free or something like that. Like,
yep.
I think it's north of 8,000 or 9,000. That's just
that's 10 for sure.
That's not.
Yeah, and that's not even travel.
And that's double A. And we're talking uniforms. We're talking, but what brought me to this point was I remember Don Cherry saying how much talent is wasted on the ponds that these kids can't go out and play A.
Yeah, because it's not affordable.
Because it's incredibly expensive.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't put my kid in fucking any travel, like even if he wanted to play hockey, but regardless, I could not afford it. I would lose my house or I'd live in a camper or something. You know what I mean? Like it's ridiculous. And now you look at the price of gas and you're driving to Boston. Are you kidding me?
And I always thought, oh, it would fizzle out just because I thought, parents would say, we're not paying this, but somebody will. That's the thing.
Yes, they will.
And I think when I played, I think registration for AAA was around 3,500 or $4,000, but I don't remember.
Right.
That's crazy.
And now it's around 10.
And if it was
done at the end of the
my
year,
mom said you would not. Yeah.
Your hotels, your accommodations, like all of it. You're looking at around 10 grand.
It's again, I don't want to say like
that's crazy.
I'm trying to get into that to try to be coach full time. So it's like, I guess that's how you do it is you need people to pay.
Yep.
But I think it's almost, I've had this talk with a few people. I think what's going on, and I don't think we're the only ones that have that thought. It's highway robbery, but that's the only way you can compete because someone else will pay it, I guess.
I just don't get it how like you think about the little kids that are, so say it's like $300 a kid in tin bits. We'll just put a number out there, $500, whatever. And you have 4 teams out on the ice because you've split the ice up. You know what I mean? Like you can't tell me that there's no money there. Like I just don't understand the whole, how it goes back to
you don't have the best, you will not see the best players anymore.
Right.
They will be good because they're competing against whoever their peers are. But that's why I think it's not shocking that you see the development of the Swedes are coming out, because these are their best players.
Right.
You know, their development, and they're not gouging their citizens to play hockey. They grow up in a club. So, you know, you'd be part of South Point or you'd be part of Essex, and you pay your, you know, obviously you pay a little bit more as you get older, but you know, they're not robbing you.
Right. But you could do it, in all honesty, you could do it as Essex County, like community, and figure something out that it spreads it out. And you think about how many great players have come from this area that have played in the NHL. You know what I mean? And they weren't rich or whatever, but they got their breaks. You know what I mean?
It'll be interesting to see if you were to do, now this isn't to criticize Essex County, but I mean, even Toronto, what the percentage is from, say, 2010 and the past to now, what the percentage are the guys that make it, because you don't really see a whole lot now.
No,
I don't
because
think.
Toronto was a mecca, right?
Yeah, but even like you would see it quite a bit, one a year of Essex County of making the NHL, and now it's just guys that are still there, like the Cassians and the Brodies. Those guys have been there for a while.
The Matt Martins,
those guys. You know, so it will be interesting to see how that trajectory goes. But again, people in Toronto pay crazy amount too, so I thought it would always correct itself, but I guess that's.
I just think the community's got to get together. The arena's got to get.
They got to figure something.
Municipalities have to get together, and you can figure something out. You know, like you could make another Sun County, or you can make something that's growing through it, or what do you call it? You know, like where the kids hang out. And I don't mean like fucking bars or whatever, but clubhouses or anything like that. But I mean, like, remember we used to have where kids could go to a certain spot and hang out with their friends, and everything was cool. There was no smoking, there's no drinking. There was a rec center. That's it. You could do that with hockey too. You know, you create one and people start donating to it. And I think it would be amazing how many people are kids that would come out of ice hockey in their back of their yards. You know, like you see some shit on YouTube that you're like, why is this kid not, you know, but all dad can afford is putting the water on in the backyard.
Remember you used to finish hockey and throw your bag in the closet and go play baseball for the summer?
Yeah.
Or soccer or whatever. Yep. That doesn't exist anymore.
No,
and
I'm still doing that. Hockey stuff away, baseball stuff out.
No, but what I don't understand is how that it's hockey all fucking year.
Because
kids have no other sports.
Yeah, because they see Johnny doing it, that they have to. Well, you know, it's called competition, right? I think that's just society in itself. You know. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's even crazier. It was Zach Hyman's dad, the one that created in Toronto. Started leasing out teams. And now you got these guys buying minor hockey teams. Do you know what I mean? Like they're worth millions now.
What? Like say that again. Zach Hyman's
dad. It's all an article. Like I think it was in 2013. You started leasing teams out to different people. So you would. So the Toronto Red Wings, I believe you would pay. So if you wanted the midget team or the minor peewee team, you would give $100,000, and then it was your team to set registrations, see who the coaches were, et cetera, et cetera. That's how this all started. And then they seen the money grow. And I think it was the Toronto Marlies, Gagne and Tavares just bought the Toronto Marlies AAA team.
No shit.
For I think $2 or $3 million, and I think that's a little low. Now, again, are they buying it because they love it, or is there money to be made? I don't know.
Or both.
Yeah.
I think they both actually played there, though.
Yeah, so I played against them growing up. They were on the Marlies. I was on the Senators. So that's why I always think, you know, they bought it for the love, or, you know.
He's like, motherfuckers.
That's why you should have That's why you should have buried Johnny T from behind in the boards.
Yeah. No, I think he's got enough pressure as a captain where he's at.
Oh, he does. Like in the biggest market in hockey, I would say.
Yeah.
Like you can get shit canned out of there in no time.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's yeah. And then you even see people, coaches now, I don't want to coach because of the parents, but the parents are paying big money. So they do have a right to say something. Back in the day, it wasn't, even junior B guys pay to play before you got paid to play.
Right.
So I think it's an interesting obstacle altogether.
So when the parent leans over the glass and say, "Why the fuck aren't you playing my kid?"
Well, I gotta say, none of those did. None of them did that. But I mean, they go through Solty, so that's obviously, he deals with that as a GM. But I go, well, yeah, you have a right to question, why he wouldn't be playing or so and so wouldn't be playing, and you're paying a good amount of money for them to play.
Yeah. I was just listening to Rink Shrinks and one of the guys that they had on, he's a country singer now. And he said his dad just leaned over the glass when his kid was playing college hockey. And he said, "You better fucking put my kid on right now." Okay. Sure enough. Hey, your line, let's go.
So yeah, no, it's tough. It's tough.
Man, that would be fucked. Or I'd be like, this is junior hockey, man.
Yeah, I would say doesn't happen in Leamington, but I mean that's where
Thank God.
GM, he deals with that, so I kind of don't have to deal with that. We talk about it on the phone, and again, you have to healthy scratch guys too at this level. It's crazy. I think it's you're paying, and then you might have to healthy because you can only dress so many guys.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a draw that you draw from, like a team that you draw from, like your
like affiliate?
Yeah. Well, I think that's a partnership that they created with Sun County, but we use quite a bit of call-ups from Windsor AAA U18, because that would be guys that aren't 16 that they can come up and play without being.
Now you can't pull from junior C.
I don't know how all that works. I asked. We had a couple.
Figure it out, coach. Come on.
I don't know if it's like they have to use a card.
Or a release.
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't. I tried to ask that question because there's a little bit more to it than just. I thought you could just call a guy up and send him down. Right. Because I'm sure we would have liked to use Essex guys, but we didn't, and we had a bunch of AP as signed as APs, but I hadn't seen them at all the whole season. So,
so now when they're playing AP, where are they playing then? Are they playing junior C, or are they playing? I don't know.
So somewhere in Essex, somewhere in Windsor AAA, but we only used 3 of them. So,
okay.
But because fortunate enough, we didn't have a whole lot of injuries, so we actually had 14 forwards and 70 all year.
Right.
Oh shit.
So we actually didn't have to really draw too much, but again, I don't know why you don't really see it even LaSalle or Chatham. They again, I don't know if there's some kind of stipulation that they have to be released from that team and then sign and then sent back down. And it's not like your minor league system where it's just a simple transaction.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Which again, I think is kind of silly because
you should be able to pull.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole point, is you want to go play at the higher level. Like like when we had guys go up and play in the OHL. Yep, they went up and then they came back the next day.
Right. Hey, you got the call up. Yeah. How cool would that be?
Yeah, so that's why I don't know again if it's as simple as that transaction.
As long as it's probably not like, just say, for example, the 73s have a game and they're getting ready to play, and you're saying, "Hey, I need so and so."
You can AP them or something like that, so they can only play so many games.
Right.
That's what it is, I believe.
But if you take my best player, you know what I mean? Like, I would be pissed. Like Mike Paley, you know what I mean? Mike Paley, the general manager of the 73s, and he's like, I can't give him up. He's leading the league in scoring, and I got a big game I'm going into. Like, that would be kind of tough.
Yeah, and that's where I always go for like, if that ever happened to us, take him. because I was once a player. That's why I always believe like the same thing happens in the ECHL. You'd be surprised. Like there's guys that you hear afterwards the coach blocked a call up, because word eventually gets around. Like, they needed their top played. It's funny because you always see middle pack guys get called up from the ECHL and not the top guys all the time.
Right.
Because
so then they don't get the calls anymore.
Yeah.
Because like what guy he's on the next list to go up, and he's like, they called up, like the fourth guy down the row, and they're like, what the fuck is wrong with me?
Yeah. Well,
some guys call me
yeah.
But they're only thinking about themselves and not about the player that maybe he goes in and gets a hat trick or I get that. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, you might stick and stay there for 2 months.
Right.
It happens, right?
Or end up staying there, whatever.
I don't know if it happens as much anymore just because, again, people talk and all that social media stuff. I think that it's probably a little bit like it's before it would be you find out at the end of the year, oh yeah, hey, I tried to call you up, your coach didn't let you go.
Oh fuck, I'd be pissed.
Not me, but I've heard a handful of stories like that.
Oh, your coaches couldn't get rid of you. I heard about that.
You're fucked.
Okay, I gotta ask you one more question before we let you go. Your goalie, Ryan. I can't even, yeah. Is that kid is he built for wrestling? Like he's gonna be in a WWF, right?
He likes his pasta, eh?
Bro, that is the biggest goalie with the biggest muscles I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, he's
can you tell me a bigger goalie that you've seen than that kid? And he's
Goldberg.
A beauty too. He's a beauty too. He's the one that I sat down next to, and he's like, "You want pasta? Here, have some pasta."
He's Italian.
Just crushing pasta and beers with him. He's a fucking gem.
Yeah, no, he was. I would say he was our MVP for sure. That guy. I would say it's a big part of why we finished first because again, people scoreboard watch, which is natural, but you don't always see. Wow, they actually gave up 30 or 40 shots. Or even if it was 25, it was 15 dangerous chances or stuff like that. So he was a big part of why we were first place. And even we went to the finals.
Mm-hmm. Did he actually wear a chest protector? I heard he didn't.
Hey,
he's such a big dude.
Hey, let another goalie skate down the ice after him.
No, there's not a chance. Not a chance.
Yeah, but they might not know how big he is.
Oh yeah, have fun with that.
Have
fun with that.
It could happen.
Good luck.
No.
Never know.
This kid is enormous. He's a fucking beauty though. What a great kid. And Bo too. Great too.
Yeah, he's exciting. I mean, he signed with Niagara Ice Dogs.
Yeah.
So it's one of those ones that's up in the air. He might be able to go and make it. But if not, I mean, you got a good goalie to start off next year with. So that's exciting.
Now, is Ryan coming back or is Ryan all done?
He's done. He's
sucks, eh?
He's 20 years old. So he's done. O'Brien's done. And then obviously Wyatt's done. So
almost all four of your three of your four are gone.
Four, yeah.
Wow.
Well, yeah, because they're too old.
Yeah.
So
and everybody else was rookies.
18 of them.
Yeah. So that's the only thing. It's like now you got guys that were, only 1 year in junior hockey. Now you gotta. I think they grew a lot. That's for sure. So hopefully, but again, you can always add a little bit older guys.
Right. But you had some good leadership. You had some good coaches, and like that compliment you gave to the staff and everybody, like I saw it on Facebook. That was beauty. Like you really know what you're doing there, buddy.
Well, no, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been an adventure, but it's a lot to learn. That's for sure. I always thought it would be easy coaching, but far from it.
Yeah.
It's
a lot of work, man.
Well, again, it's not full time. I move on this. I do moving. I move furniture. So that's actually what I do mostly. And then, so that's one thing it's tough to juggle is say if I have a long day of work and then got to go to practice with video and a practice plan already all made. You know, they're expecting that out of you as a coach, which is understandable. So that to me is obviously I want to make it my goal where it's just I have to worry about coaching and maybe watching film in the morning.
What about the firefighter thing? What happened there?
Well, it's hard to get into Windsor Fire. I mean,
What about Essex? What about Amherstburg? What about Leamington?
I think Windsor's only full time.
Oh, okay.
Volunteer firefighting is a bit of an obstacle because I don't know a lot about it. So again, I could be wrong, but you have to dedicate days where you can't work to be on call. And you have to be so many kilometers from the fire hall.
Right.
Yeah. So I think Kingsville would actually be the only one I could, but I don't know enough about it. Like, again, a firefighter could be watching this saying I'm wrong. So, but for me, I don't know. I'm just all in on hockey. So, and I've already put too much money into firefighting. So it's like, I can't keep, I hear guys sinking like 20 grand into it and they're like still not hired. So I get it. You got to keep doing it and do it. I just don't, if I could ever do it, great. I'm sure we'd all want to be firefighters, but I don't love it to keep sinking more money into it.
Hey, you said you're in Kingsville, right?
Yeah.
Have you went golfing there yet?
Actually, I golfed there like 10 years ago, but last summer I didn't.
No.
Oh, remember when you were on the podcast last time? You're like, I'm going to be a member there, and I'm like, oh,
so they blocked it. They blocked it.
You're shooting 200.
I think if you want to be a member there last summer, they had like a vote, and all the members said no more new members.
Really?
Come on.
I think that's how it works. Yeah, because
I got some connections there.
Well, I'm not going to do it anyways.
Jordan Broman. We'll hook you up.
Yeah, no, my neighbor's a member, so he's invited me out, which is good. But it's also telling the family, hey, see you in 8 hours.
Right.
Hammered.
Yes. Come pick me up, babe. Hey, babe, come pick me up.
So
throw the kids in the car. Come pick me up.
That's funny. Rob, do you have anything else for him, or are you good?
No. I'm just so happy that you came on the show. And I hope to have you back on the show before the new season starts. Once you get the
and then I have more
the team all lined up, and that would be awesome.
Let you know if
what's going on.
Let you know if they're selling beer or not.
Yeah.
Number one,
and send me a shirt so I can wear it on the show. Like they're fucking too expensive there when you get into the arena.
They are. I know. I heard about that.
Yeah, and I think we should get a press pass. I should get a press pass. If I'm going to go to these games,
next thing you know, he wants to be part owner.
Oh, you want me to keep talking about the team, or I don't have to? Like Leamington.
Hey, all you have to say is you'll cover LaSalle. It gets
and see what happens. That's what they'll do. We'll pump their tires. Fuck, let's go.
That's funny.
They got money there, and you got all the Masternardis out there. Fuck. Give me a pass.
Look at it. You know what I mean? I want to go to every single farm just with a portfolio. Hey, this is what you guys could do here. Like,
this is what
what's 200 grand to each these farms? And then you have the best hockey program in Leamington with 2 nice arenas. And
like you said, the biggest farms fucking in Ontario. like, let's go. Bring me with you. I'll go with you. We'll take care of this.
Don't sponsor these, like they're sponsoring these amphitheaters by the water. No.
Right. Great.
No one even goes to those anymore.
No.
Let's go to the rink and you can.
Yeah, let's pack the rink.
It's all them teenagers getting high watching fucking Back to the Future for fuck's sake.
Well, I think what they like
let's go.
All jokes aside, you bring that kind of money, it cuts registration massively, and you're actually, hey, you bring out these players. And
absolutely. I totally agree.
It's like, hey, just buy your equipment. You probably don't even buy your equipment if you made the team, blah, blah, blah. Right. There's so many. I think that's to go down a different road, but that you see Akeem Alou. I mean, besides the whole movement, what he's doing, I think is great. Everything he's doing is great, but what he's doing, I think, which is really good, is he's actually doing what we just said. He's creating hockey teams and hockey programs that the kids don't have to pay, or if they pay, it's like next to nothing. So
bare minimum.
And you're not going to get a bunch of superstars, but if you get if you go down this Wayne Simmons, Anthony Stewart, these guys, they wouldn't be in the NHL if it wasn't for programs like that. So
for sure.
So that's where I think that even go to these farms and give me your money, and if it doesn't work, then hey,
bring me with you. I got a suit.
Yeah, like it's just a tax write-off anyway.
Yeah.
So
where else are you going to spend the money?
Yeah.
Oh, I need another Ferrari. Let's go. Caddy. Give me a caddy and I'll be fine.
Yeah, there you go.
But it's something that you need to make like awareness. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know how you do it.
I don't know how you start. Yeah, that's the only thing. Is how
right
do you
here,
start?
Right here. We're doing it right here, right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
let's get hockey going in Leamington.
Yeah, Essex, everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah,
everybody's got money except me.
I think it's just people. Someone has to make that move, and but it's someone that has to have money to be like. What I mean, money still has to pay the bills, pay the ice, pay the travel, et cetera, et cetera. Right?
It's got to start somewhere, Dale. It's got to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
I agree. Man.
You get it started, we'll carry it on.
All right.
And you don't need the money. You don't need the money. You need the backing, right?
I think municipality is the first thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think Essex. I heard Essex has a good setup, and that's just from people that played there, McKibben and stuff. You know, the team, the city loves it. The mayor loved it. These guys, I don't think, pay very much money to play for the 73s, and
right.
I think it's no secret why they're
they get to go on cruises and shit. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
You're
No, I'm down. Like, I'll go to the meetings. But you got to come with me.
Yeah, it's just people always say, well, how do I get my money back? You know, that's always like,
go to the game.
Sell beer.
Yeah,
sell beer.
Oh, you get free tickets. Yeah, you give us $100,000, we'll give you free tickets.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Start,
support your community. Like, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
You got to bring your buddy McCarty there. Sent you that video.
Fuck him too.
Yeah, that was fucking so
I'm gonna
good.
fight him. I'm gonna push him in a ditch when we golf. He ain't gonna see it coming either.
Well, you always start shit with him and then fucking
bullshit. He starts it with me. Oh, because he had a mohawk. Give me a break. You're over 40, bud. Let it go.
Clip that.
Funny. Yeah, it's so funny though, man.
Right. I love Mitchie's fucking mustache. His beauty.
Oh, shaved it.
Hey, it's a great duster.
All right, Dale. This has been good.
All right. It's been fun.
Good luck, man. Let's have some beer soon, though. Seriously.
Yeah. Now everything's open and the COV don't exist. So
we got a new Chuck's in Essex now.
Yeah, I saw. I was gonna go to Krabby's. I think it was a couple of weeks ago, and they were renovating.
Yeah, it just opened up on Monday.
They're doing things right because now you go have again, not to go off topic. It costs you, if you get a coffee and a wrap at Tim Hortons, it's $10, pretty much rounded up. You go get a burger and fry and a water at Chuck's, it's like $8. Like, how does that make sense?
Right?
That's beautiful.
Not saying things should be cheap, but like they're changing the game.
Fuck those wraps. I'd rather have a burger and
$4 pints before 5.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, and if Leafs are playing and the appetizer, they're doing it right. Whether it's like people could chirp it if they want, but I think that's no secret why they're becoming more popular.
Mm-hmm.
Like they say, figure it out. Fuck.
All right, Dale. Thanks a lot, bro.
All right. Thanks, boys.
Thanks for wasting my time, Dale. Love you, buddy.
No
I'm just kidding.
No problem.
And there he was, folks, Mr. Dale Mitchell. It's always good catching up with Dale. He's always a pretty witty guy, too. Comes on here, clowns around with us a little bit. We were chirping the shit out of him about beer in the seat. So,
and his mustache.
But he did some awesome things with that team. And to do that with 18 rookies is very impressive. So, good job to those guys, man. That freaking coaching staff, all the boys on the team. So, good luck to them moving forward. We'll be in touch, I'm sure.
He got coach of the year as well, eh?
Yes, he did. So he's a beauty. And Rob loves his stash too. So
yeah, 30.
So Rob, we'll get into the series real quick. Battle of Alberta. That series is buzzing. that fucking series. So that series has been costing me a lot of sleep, for one.
Staying up and watching it.
Oh, I can't stop watching that series. It's
incredible.
Oh, it is incredible. The stuff that is going on in that series. Evander Kane right now is unreal right now. He's just scoring machine, but he's on a line with Connor McDavid. But he has 10 goals in the playoffs so far. McDavid has 23 points. Draisaitl has 19. That is crazy. The leader for them is Johnny Hockey, and he has 8. Chucky has 4 goals in his past 5 games. Kane has 5 in his past 5 games. These guys, like, so think about that. In their last 5 games, McDavid has 14 points in 5 games.
Yeah.
Like, but everybody says he's in X Games mode, right? He's fucking in Fuego right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of convenient that he's playing
the
Flames.
He's on the cheat sheet right now.
He's plus 11 in 5 games.
Well,
Connor McDavid. In the past 9 games, so Smitty there between the pipes has a 2.55 goals against, 933 save percentage. Markstrom is 5-5 in his last 10, 2.65 goals against, 912 save percentage. He's got 1 shutout. Smitty's got 2. Smitty seems to have really clicked in.
He buckled down.
Series. Yeah, like he really did buckle down. So that's good for them, man. It's good news for them. Rob, do you think the series is going to go 7?
I do. So, but whoever comes out of it is going to beat the rat shit.
Do you think whoever comes out of it is going to go to the finals?
I do. I got Calgary coming out of this one.
Got to remember though, whoever comes out of this series is going to play the winner of Colorado and St. Louis, which Colorado leads that series right now 2-1.
Sorry, I think I have Colorado beating Calgary.
Mm-hmm. So,
and I have to correct myself. I got informed that I was wrong on the Gerard Gallant firing. It was in Florida, where Florida had left him on the side of the road.
Yeah, but still, that's fucked.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yep.
Either way. So keep an eye on that series. You know what? We'll stay in the West, the Colorado series here. This is one of the hardest hitting series I think I've in the playoffs right now. Landeskog has been going off 8 points in his past 5 games. He's 4 of those goals. Cale Makar's got 6 assists in his past 5 games. Kadri's +4. O'Reilly 6 points in his last 5, 4 of those being goals. Jordan Binnington, too bad he is out now. Okay, so obviously everybody's seen Kadri kind of ran into him there, which obviously I don't think he meant to do it. Like, you know what I mean? The thing is, though, is Jordan Binnington is 4-1 with a 1.72 goals against. His save percentage is .949. He's done for the playoffs.
And you were saying earlier that Kadri's getting death threats and everything.
He's getting death threats, yes. So cops are involved.
Like, really, are you going to kill this guy because, like, incidental contact, both reaching for the puck, you know, you run out of room and boom, there it is. Yeah. Like, I don't know.
And also, Kemper on the other side, 4-1, 1.99 goals against, 926 save percentage on the other side. So this would have been a goalie battle for the ages in this series. Freaking power plays are first and second.
What did you think about that? Did you think it was dirty, or did you think
I didn't think it was intentional.
A hockey play.
I thought it was a hockey play. I thought it was a hockey play.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't see anything dirty. You think this guy wants to get kicked out again?
No, he would not be. He'd be playing in the KHL or in Russia after this.
And if he wanted to get kicked out, he's going to rip someone's head off. He's not going to do it trying to go for a puck with a goalie. Like, you know what I mean? So,
yeah,
just a shitty.
But I wanted to ask you too. What did you think about we jumped to the other series, but Kane, like, what a fucking steal, eh?
Oh my God, Kenny Holland looks like a genius right now.
Oh yeah, like that's probably the greatest pickup in NHL history for that kind of money.
And to the Flames fan that threw money over the glass at him on the bench, you're an idiot. just so you know, because he's shoving it right up your fucking hoop right now every chance he gets. No spit, no lube, sandpaper finish, right to the fuck. He's rung up fucking 2 hat tricks in the playoffs. He's fucking on fire. Everything he's shooting's going in the net. Flames, do you really want to add fuel to the fire? Because that's all you're doing. So freaking Chucky there too did a little one of these in the freaking box to him too. So like, all you guys are doing is pissing him off, and he's playing better.
So, you know what's crazy too, right? So if he can get his head on straight, he'd be one of the highest paid guys in the fucking NHL.
Fucking right. I think he's learned his lesson, man, to be honest with you. He's
we'll see where it goes from there, right?
Yeah, but what else have you?
He's gonna make more money than Kachuk, all them guys.
Yeah, but what else have you heard of him since he's been there with the Oil?
Nothing. He's keeping his nose clean.
That's what I mean. He has to. You're getting a second chance at life in the NHL. Not to mention you're playing with 2 of the best players in the world. Are you going to mess that up?
No, but he's that kind of guy that's going to end up leaving for the money, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, so, we're going to find out.
It's just a matter of time, right?
If he stays out of shit off the ice and everything, and like you said, keeps his nose clean, I think he's going to be fine, and I think he's going to be he's going to have a great career. Fuck, he's got a shot at winning a cup if they keep playing like this. So we'll see what happens. So we'll flop over to the East. You want to go to the Rangers and Hurricanes, or do you want to go Lightning and Panthers?
We'll do the Lightning and Panthers.
All right.
In all honesty, I haven't seen much of the St. Louis games.
No, I haven't really watched too many of them either. Kucherov doing his thing, past 5 games, 8 points, 3 of those being goals, obviously 5 assists. McDonough is a +4 in his past 5. This fucking Verhage or whatever guy for Florida is fucking ripping it up. 7 points, 5 games, 3 of those goals. Claude Giroux has 4 assists in his past 5. Listen to these records, and he's okay. So Uncle Bob, okay, who's in net there for Florida. He's got a 4-5 record, 2.88 goals against. He's got a .906 save percentage with a losing record. Vasilevsky, like we already said with him, he's 7-3, 244 goals against, and he's got a .922 save. Remember in the Leaf series, he was at like 8 something. He was at like 880.
Yeah.
In the Leaf series. So he's up like 40, 50 points in his save percentage. The thing I didn't really like, and if it's true, is like the Florida players out at the strip club, like we kind of mentioned earlier, is not a good look considering you're in the play. It's one thing if it's a regular season game, who gives a fuck, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
It's the playoffs, and you're down in the series, and you're on the road.
I think you mailed it in when you did that.
Yeah.
But how bad does your coach look? Who's the coach there in Florida?
I don't know that. I can't help you with.
I can't think of it right now. And I can't look at my phone because the computer's not fucking working.
Because he's on his phone.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I just don't think it's a good look. I can see the Lightning possibly a sweep, but I could see this series maybe 5 games maximum. And and
that's why I was trying to figure out the coach's name, because I think he's gone. Because if he can't reel his fucking team in like that, and they're gone out, bouncing around strip clubs, then you've lost the room.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
Nope.
So on to the last series. Rangers Canes. It's now currently a 2-1 Carolina series lead right now. Fucking Zibanejad, my God, 9 points in his past 5 games. He's got 4 goals, 5 assists in his past 5. That Adam Fox, 6 assists in his past 5 games. Other side of the puck, we got Aho's got 2 goals. That Slavin, is that how you say it? Slavin, I think that's how you say it. He's got 3 assists in his past 5. Ronta, listen to these numbers. He's 5-3 in his past 8, 1.86 goals against. He's got a .939 save percentage, 1 shutout.
Well,
Shesterkin on the other side of the puck, he is 5-4. He's got 2.95, .921 save percentage. He doesn't have any shutouts. So here's the thing. So they also listen to the back. So what am I lost my train of thought? Oh, the Rangers, listen to this for the backup. Georgiev has a 2.04 goals against, 935 save percentage. Do you think maybe a switch in the pipes would be a good thing, or do you stick with Shesterkin?
I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be a better fit, but you can always change the momentum of the game by it, right? Sometimes different teams come out in front of different goalies.
These games have been fairly tight too. So the end of 2-1, 2-0, 3-1 have been the scores of the game. So actually, it's not horrible, but I don't know, man. Might not be looking too good for the Rangers.
Yeah.
So we'll see on that one. Other than that, yeah, there's not really a whole lot else going on in the league right now. So which would lead us to our last segment, which is always our Butte of the Week. Rob, do you have yours already, or are you?
No, I don't.
I'm going to go Evander Kane again. Just natural hat trick. It took him 6 minutes. How do you go? How do you go against that?
And he's an animal too. Like
yeah.
he's a great hockey player. He's a little bit more rounded than Tkachuk, but same kind of hockey players, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're both mean. They're both nasty. They leave it all out on the ice. And good to see him doing it. I'm glad that he's coming around. It's awesome,
man. It is great. So
I would go with the same pick because I thought about it before you said it. I was like, fuck.
Rob's going Kaner too. So until next week, Rob, we're signing off. We're out of here. See yous.
Peace.
I've lost my fight with time. My numbers up and up the line. I gaze at the darkness, so empty. Just looking for the light. Shout for help, but no one's there. Need a guiding hand, someone who cares. All alone in the darkness, I've realized for the first time I am scared. If I could do it all again, if I had one more chance, my friend, I would rewrite all my wrongs. I would find where I belong. I got lost along the way. I had so much more to say. If I could do it